Oh, wow.
That's the shot.
Good. I don't know.
Good swing, good kick, big kick.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, wow. Beautiful shot.
That's the shot.
Wendy, in our swing video, I'm going to look at things you can do with your driver swing to maybe start increasing your power. Your iron game and your approach shot game is getting very good, and it will improve also as you improve your driver swing. The things that I'm going to suggest that you start working on with the driver will also translate over to your approach shot. But it's clear that if you could hit your driver a little further and get closer to the green for your next shot, your scores will dramatically drop. A lot of the times, your score is impacted by the fact that you just can't reach the green after the tee shot. And so, if we can just add 20 yards to your drives, that should make a big difference. Let's take a look at, we're going to compare you to uh, Jie Shin, who is one of the better drivers on the LPGA. Your setup is good. I like extension in your arms. Um, you might want to get just a little bit more athletic setup. Get your stance just a little bit wider. I'll show you a down the line view in a minute. Probably with the driver, I would want you to widen your stance slightly, just to give yourself a little bit wider base and foundation so that you can then build on top of that foundation a stronger swing. Let's take a look at the backswing first. Shin gets into this three position. She keeps that left arm very straight and firm. When you get into the three position is when the left arm is parallel to the ground. You tend to keep your elbow set pretty low here and doesn't allow you to get a wider arc. So that's one of the things that I'll talk a little bit more about from the down the line view. But we can certainly see the difference from this camera angle of your right elbow and her right elbow. Also, Shannon is turning her hips early in this backswing, and you tend to have most of your backswing upper body. You don't really engage the lower body enough, which will produce a lot of power. Your stronger muscle groups are going to be in the lower body, not the upper body. As Shin continues back to the top of the swing, I'll freeze it there, and that's the 4 position at the end of the backswing, and there's the end of your backswing. So you can certainly see a difference in the location of the shaft of the club. Shin's shaft is above her head, and your shaft is well below your head. Now, if you raise that right arm up, that would obviously raise the shaft, and that would give you a little bit more power. Now, you do have a pretty good shoulder turn here. I would like just a little bit more coil in the lower body. But mainly I want to focus on how we move that right arm. Now, she comes down into the ball, right there, that move right there. I want you to pay particular attention to her lower body. Watch how her right hip turns and drives into that ball right there. So everything is turning, not just her upper body, but she's almost hitting the ball right there with that right knee and right hip. And that movement in that area, the movement in here, is what generates a lot of power into the, it kind of almost pulls the club down and drives into it. So there's getting that lower body to hit the ball is what we're looking for. You have a tendency to be fairly passive with your lower body as you come through. So that'll be one of the things that you could work on a little bit, and just to get, almost try to feel like you're pushing your belt buckle to the target. Your belt buckle, your belly button is almost facing the camera at this point. You really haven't rotated into the ball. You want to feel like you're turning and rotating your right pocket, right hip, and right knee in this direction to help you swing that club. You're basically throwing the club through the ball with your hands and arms only. You can see how Shin's shoulders are at this tilt. Her left shoulder goes way up high and her right shoulder way down low. As she's creating that tilt, she's got this tilt from her belt buckle up to her sternum. She's leaning back and driving the center of her body towards the target. She creates this arch right here. Working with your lower body and your right arm are going to be the two key components of some adjustments there. As we continue through the swing, you can this is the 9th position of the golf swing. This is when the right arm is extended, and you can see how straight both arms are at that point and how the elbows are close to each other. And the sternum, the center of her, right under her chin, the center of her upper chest is right in line with her hands. The hands and shoulders, the upper body swings as a connected piece. As I take you to you'll notice that your arm is bent here, not extended, and we cannot see when your forearm is parallel to the ground on the right arm here. We cannot see your left arm. You've let your elbows separate, and you swung the left arm behind you instead of swinging with full extension. So those would be the things that you could work on. And then as she takes it up to the finish, right there, she has a nice right toe finish and balance. Her weight, I drew up from the back of her heel. She's standing right on top of her left foot. She could almost lift that back foot up and tap her toe. She's got probably 95% of her weight solidly on her left leg, and that left leg is fully extended. She's standing very tall right there. And so I would like to have your back foot and move a little bit more to the toe position and get your body weight just a little bit more forward, and try to have that little bit of an arch in the middle of your body, pushing your belt buckle towards the target a little bit more. So just a higher, taller, extended finish will help a little bit. Now this is your top of your backswing from the down the line view, and you can see how her hands are above her, almost above her head, and yours are pretty low, sitting kind of on your shoulder there. Your right elbow is here, and your right shoulder is pretty much up here where your hands are. Her right elbow is almost even with her shoulder. She has a position where her forearm is like this, and her from shoulder to elbow is like that. So she almost forms the letter L with her right arm. And you have your your forearm is like this, and then the elbow to the shoulder is like this. So you have almost a V shape. So I would like to get this elbow, just if you were to just push this hand up higher, then you would have that position that she's in. So that would be one of the things that you can practice. You can work on that even in your living room, and you're basically trying to get this left arm higher by pushing your right hand higher, getting both hands up a little bit higher there. And that'll help you create a little bit more club head speed on the way back down to the golf ball. As we look at her move down into the golf ball, from there you can see how as she hits through the ball, I can see both back pockets of her pants. So she's really rotated into the ball. You haven't rotated quite as much. And so getting the lower body to rotate a little bit more into the ball and getting you to set your hands a little bit higher. Those would be the two things I would slowly work on. Now, it doesn't have to match perfectly to her, but incrementally you want to start moving your swing adjustments in that direction. One more thing I want to talk about is the rehinge on the follow through. I have Michelle Wee on the right. As she comes through, that's the 9th position. That's when the right arm is parallel to the ground. I'm going to take it up to when the left arm is parallel to the ground. So right now we have the left arm parallel to the ground, and at that point the shaft has rehinged through the wrist upward in that position. Both arms in Michelle's, that's her right arm fully extended still. So right arm is straight, and she has rehinged the shaft of the club up in the air, approaching 90 degrees to her left arm. So as you come through, I'm going to take it to when your forearm, now this is your left arm, not your right. Here's your right arm, and you can see that it's not extended. And the forearm this is your left arm. The red line is your left arm parallel to the ground. And at that time, you really don't have much of a shaft angle. You don't have the shaft angle in the left arm or the wrist. So what we would want to see occur, I'd like to see that shaft rehinge up here. And so when you learn how to rehinge the club through the follow through, that will increase your club head speed. And I'm going to send you an additional video that talks specifically about the importance of the rehinge.